This is Crimey Queen. If you're watching or joining us for the first time, this is the channel where we get excited about love. This is where we ignite that which dwells from within us, that which comes alive, makes us smile. Hence, we say the crimson light is alive. So, the Crimson Light is our journey of actualizing soulful love. On this journey, we're having fun with words and numbers, numerology to be precise. Okay, I am also introducing the template. This is about the eighth presentation, and it's with the um, with the intention to present these as templates just to understand and make better story and sense of the how numbers and words mesh together, and of course with those perspectives to see how they take effect around us or in our lives. So we have been having fun. We have been looking at milk and honey. We have been looking at USA and the United Kingdom, UK, and so on. So if you haven't seen those, they're just fun. It'd be nice to really take a look at them. Okay, so now I am readdressing Genesis. Genesis. It was with the intention of looking at Genesis and thinking really it ought to be one of our instruments for solving or making sense of the words that we are trying to uncover or unravel. Okay, so Genesis, but let's just look at it in terms of um, our basic understanding of the meaning of the numbers. So we have been saying that Genesis is the number of man, but this is where, of course, we could see that if we add one and one, I'm sorry, three and three together, which is 33, I think I would rather it was said that 33 is the number of man. But of course, in numerology, we are always adding numbers and two digits and to get a single value. But there is the case of master number, as in this case. Why are we not told that we are 33 degrees instead of hearing about it in the masonry sector or that kind of thing? I don't think in this case, if I were to be seen as Genesis, all that which I have been created in Genesis, or that all of the constructs that follow my makeup. Yes, give me my badge of 33 degree. Okay, all right. Let's see how that plays out in the numerical values as well. So first of all, the thing that I am seeing here is I would like to see to take into account the amount of letters. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which falls perfectly in line with what we call gypsy. Gypsy is the term that I have derived in trying to make sense of the letters. So, of course, I have names for each column, and some of them that I have changed and some I haven't changed. You may see that if you have looked at other presentations. So, I call this one jazz. I call this one bucket. There's a T missing here. Oh, it's green, so maybe there's a um, significance for that now. So, bucket, luck, development, new, folks, and gypsy, and headquarter zone, and inland revenue. Okay, so the story is that we go through our jazz elements of early developmental stages, and we have agreements, of course, especially when we are young. We, of course, there are times we say no, but we want people to like us, we want people to love us. And there are the stages where we say yes. Or do you want this? Yes. Or do you want to play with this? Yes. Or we say yes because we haven't learned um, what yes entails as well. Um, of course, we say no too. And perhaps this is why this construct have been put in place at a very young age, because we always say no, but someone always says to us, you should say yes. And so we fall into an innocent sort of agreement, you could say, but it's an agreement that gets so um, entrenched in us that we grow up, and of course if we don't keep those agreements we tend to feel guilty. So we see that's why in here as well we could say that perhaps the story of Jesus and Judas is very reflected in here as well, because we that guilt, because not keeping that agreement here or trying to break from it would really be one enough to make one feel guilty and hang themselves on the tree. Perhaps hanging the self on the tree was part of that agreement. Wow. So that could be, because I have been trying to make sense of the significance of the tree, because this is of 3 points. 3 points. 3 points. That 3 points here, one, two, three. It's like your driving offense points are being taken into consideration here. You have not kept, this is part of an agreement. If you do not keep this agreement here, you get hanged on the tree. I think that's what it means. Okay, well, let's continue to explore this. So this is the tree. We have concluded and we understand that there are certain dynamics that happen in the bee, and of course it's also honeybee. There's lots to it. So it has the construct value of 2, it has the construct value of 4, and I think we did get an indication that it might be 8 as well, but we are holding on to this for now. It also means that the in here denotes the 4 gospels, and I have been looking at that K here, that is perhaps denoting that in that agreement of K, that people, the 4 disciples, perhaps went separate ways. But in that separate ways, there would be that agreement. Look, if you do not, it's like having that big picture. I am like really wondering whether this whole thing was not really well planned, because going back to Luke of chapter 22, there is the thing about Christ, Jesus saying to one of the disciples, go and follow this man. You will see a man with a pitcher of water. This is it, a pitcher of water. Now, water, let's see water, because water is life, we are told. So I'm looking at water. Now we see here the tree here again in the middle of, this is transpiring here. This is when things happen, like with the green marker here, which wasn't really intended and it happens to be here. It's like as if there is a force, a divine teaching is taking place here now. And so I am open to it, elders. Thank you. So 5 and 9. So this is what we see with water. It begins with 5 and it ends with 9. 5, value of sacrifice here, and 9. 5 in the new section, which is this is where we meet with Christ. It's in the W. It's in now. Oh, the double U. The double U. Now that's something is happening here with the double U. The W is I'm getting an insight of 2 aspects of one. 2 U's. 2 of these U's here. 2 people. A twin person, perhaps, in that W, the water. Okay. And of course, that W double, it's also reflecting here. The two aspects are reflected here. So, all right. So we go in with the 5. 5 is the new, double, U, new. Okay. And we are ending with 9. So there we see Christ was talking about the last saying as well. Follow the man of the house and ask where about the guest chamber. The guest room, or is it the guest chamber? Okay. Um, this is something I need to verify as well. Or, but it is the guest. So the guest, of course, would be that meant there was a special room for guests. But would Christ be asking about that guest room? Or would that mean that another guest was being expected in that room? And also, it is said that that that's the place that they would have the Last Supper, or have eat with the disciples. The word is eat. Would have it. Would have it. Now we see the word eat here. EAT, would eat with the disciples. But remember, we have been talking about W, we have been talking about B, for breast, and I am getting the idea if they were going to eat, there would be a female, I am presuming, who would be preparing the meal of what they were to eat, which coincides with the double. Could it be a breast that they were going to be fed on, that Christ would have been fed on? In the sense of getting that nutritional value, like we have explored, that it all comes down to that milk, milk being 9. And of course, 9 is where he's heading to. This is where he's getting, so he's going into the upper chamber, headquarters, and to get to that upper room. Now, of course, that 9 here now is beginning to get me thinking whether there is not that hidden aspect to it as well. So let's complete with water. Perhaps water is going to give us a little bit more about this. And of course, Genesis we have to cover. So we have water is 6 and 7, 13, and 9 would be 22. 22, 2 and 2 is 4. So we see that master number is showing up again. And I just want to double check this. That's 10, that's 20, 22. So this master number is showing up again, just as it was with Luke 4, and meaning, and of course with Revelation chapter 22, and we have Revelation is 13. So we are seeing a series of these 4s that also comes to like be transpiring in those texts, revealing to us that there is a deeper message. And the mere fact that we haven't uncovered all of it, and the mere fact that there was an upper guest room, tells us that there is more to what meets the eye. And that's what I want to uncover. What was really happening? Because we see honeybee has transpired, of course, from the Old Testament. And now we see that we have rice, which rises up, which shows us about it rises, goes to that. Wow. Now, rice has that um, message as if it's a heaven, it takes rise. But I am not sure that it really is a very good nutritional value of what happens or what we'll be feeding ourselves in heaven with rice. So, unless things have been, of course, it's a cycle, as we said. We go through the first because one is 8 and one is 9. So whether 8 or milk is 9, I think rice is 8 and milk is 9. So we see we are going from 8 to 9 again. It's a cycle. But I believe there is so much more to all of this. But I'm going to leave you with this, and perhaps you might be able to make sense out of this too. If you have any ideas, feel free to leave your comments. And of course, if you like the video as well, click the right button and the like button. I keep saying the right button, perhaps it means the right one too. Okay, so in the meantime, stay blessed, stay bright, and stay ignited, and spill over with love. Thank you for watching. Namaste.